So this is going to be the July 2023 reading for the sign of Virgo. So anyone with prominent Virgo placements in your birth chart, thank you so much for being here. I do want to start off with a little bit of the astrology before I go into pulling the cards. I do weekly astrology and tarot readings for the elements, where I think that I can save the majority of these aspects for the weekly readings instead of going through all of them in this reading today. So I'm just going to go into the moon cycles and just give you a sense of what the overall theme is going to be for the month of July. So on July 3rd, we do have a full moon in Capricorn. So this energy is going to be asking us what is important to us. So we're going to be taking a look at what we truly value, and more importantly, where is all of our focus, our energy, our time, and our resources really going. When you step back and you think about the things that you've been working on and where you're putting all of these things to, is it something that you really value? Is it something that is adding to your life? Is it something that you can tangibly see and hold in your hand at the end of the day? Because with the energy of Capricorn, since it is such an earth sign and it's a cardinal earth sign, there is a sense of making sure that we're not wasting our time and our energy here, and that, you know, we're being smart and responsible around what we're investing in. And it doesn't just have to be money, although a huge portion of this does have to do with money, especially your spending habits and what are you putting your money into. So reevaluating those things is really important at this time during July. It will be a common theme for us. So other words like success, what does success mean to you, and how do you know that you've achieved success? Success is very subjective to everybody, so it doesn't mean the same thing to everybody, right? So there is a need to really step back and think about that. Also, determination, resiliency, dependability, very much a results-oriented type of energy. Again, going into where is all of your time and resources going into, and are you seeing any results from the work that you're putting in to build, usually to build something that's solid and has a really good foundation. So that's the overall theme for July. Then we go into July 17th, where here we have the new moon in Cancer. And the same day, the nodes of the moon will be changing. So here is going to be the start of the next year and a half. So you want to be mindful around mid-July where your energy, once again, right, where your energy is going and what you really want to invest your time in, because it's a really ideal time for you to start something. So the nodes of the moon, there are different, I guess, definitions or different types of astrology see the nodes of the moon differently. I think that in general, it's more of a collective energy. It's not necessarily like too specific to an individual. However, I think that when we think about the idea of collective or the masses, I think that us as individuals obviously have a big part to play, right? So in some way it is specifically personalized, but for the sense of like, how are we making an impact to the collective in general, if that makes sense. So anyway, so the nodes of the moon are going to be changing from the north node in Taurus moving into Aries, and the south node in Scorpio moving into Libra. And so the north node represents what we are headed toward. What we are headed toward. The vision that we should have. What we should be walking to. Right? So it's more futuristic. It's more of a goal. It's more of a vision of like, it's on the horizon and it's a little bit out of reach. And so we are working toward it. Whereas the south node is what we are leaving behind. So with the nodes moving into cardinal signs of Aries and Libra, there is heavy emphasis of initiation and really taking action and to start something, and taking, I want to use the word control, but it's more of like a authoritative feeling, or a action oriented manager type of feeling, where you are sort of in charge of your destiny, or in charge of like all the different aspects that have to do with this vision and this plan to move forward. The themes around this is moving toward oneself, right? So we're moving toward the energy of Aries, which is I am, me. And we're moving away from partnership. I'm not saying it's a literal thing. For some of you, the next year and a half may very well be a literal change where you are moving away from being in a relationship into being single. Okay, fine. But I'm saying the concept more than anything. So we are trying to move away from this idea of me and you, right? Like, in order for me to get something done, I need a team. In order for me to get something done, I need people to support me. In order for me to get something done, I need words of encouragement and motivation. And, you know, I need to feel like I can lean on someone, or someone has my back. We're moving away from that feeling, that concept, that way of thinking, toward a more individualistic, separateness, independent concepts and energy forms of, I don't need the support necessarily. I can do this on my own. I am confident enough to do it on my own. Like, I am capable to do it. I have what I need to be able to do this, right? So we are embracing individuality. And then, of course, there is this whole idea of what independence versus dependence means to us, and how that shows up in our lives and within oneself. So that's mid-month, and again, that's going to last for the next year and a half or so. Yeah, and besides that, it's the new moon in Cancer, so we are starting something that we are really emotionally invested in. Mid-month with that new moon, it's a good time to begin a project, to begin an initiative, start something new, whatever it is, but it has to do with something we are emotionally attached or emotionally involved in, if that makes sense. All right, so let's go into the cards. If you're interested in knowing more about how all of this relates to you specifically, I do personal readings. My information is in the channel, so look me up and, you know, send me a message and we could set up a time. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, or like the video if you were able to gain any perspective or insight from today's reading. I would really appreciate it. All right, so we're going to go into Virgo's personal energy for the month of July, please. Virgo, 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 July 2023. All right, so we have the King of Cups. So you're starting the month, or you're going through the, whoa. I was going to say you're in control of your emotions, but then we have the King of Wands. So here is a really solid blend of water and fire elemental energy for the Virgo. So you may be a little bit out of your element this month of July. You may feel like you're out of your element. Seven of Pentacles. There's a need to reevaluate something. Reevaluating, again, going back to that theme of like, what is really important to you? When we think of the concept of what's important to us, some things that come through are things that we love, right? So it could be family, oneself, life. Maybe you love your business that you are very passionate about. Like, this has to do with things of like the emotional realm, and you're reevaluating here something that you're emotionally tied to. as well as something that you are very passionate about. Passionate about, it's like, I need to rethink this for whatever reason. You're putting your cards on the table here, and you are seeing what's important, what's not important, what fulfills you emotionally on a soul level. And it's like you're coming up with plans to like emphasize or like bring to life these things that you are emotionally tied to. Like you want more of it, you know. It's like something, whatever it is that fuels the fire within you, that fulfills your heart, and that you feel that you can really love, like whatever that is. Like you want more of that, and you want to create it, and you want to build it, and you're planting seeds to you know, let it grow. So therefore there's planning involved, you know, taking steps to make certain things happen and to bring more of this to life for you. I feel that there's a lot of energy, like high energy levels as well. You may be like really active. Like there may be, maybe you're coming up with like new health routines or something like that. It's like you want to feel alive. That's what it feels like. Like you want to feel alive. You want to what is this? Connect. You want to feel connected. Like you're not just here to work and sleep and eat, right? Like you're here to really have like experiences and to see and feel different parts of life or something like that. Like you want more. You want something bigger than maybe the type of life that you have so far, or at this time of your life. Maybe there isn't a lot that's really going on, and you just feel like you want to be motivated for something or inspired for something again. What is in the environment for Virgo, please, for July 2023? The Nine of Swords. So someone in your environment, or it could be you, is feeling really bad. So I don't know if you're coming out of this, like you want to live life and experience and feel things, and someone else is sort of going through a moment of shame and guilt and anxiety. Do you feel bad for wanting those things, Virgo? Do you feel bad for wanting more for your life? And maybe by going for more or wanting to feel these things, you feel like you're letting someone down? There's other people involved here in your environment. And there is a sense of like leaving something, like something just feels too hard right now to deal with or to work with, or like some of you may be moving like to a new city or a new state. Some of you may be packing up your bags and going and leaving someone behind, or vice versa. I do feel heavy, like I need to feel something. Like maybe you've come out of a time where you have been numb and like you're looking for feeling, you're looking for emotion, you're looking for passion. coming from a time where you have not felt anything. Like it's just been real blank, like nothing really stirring you up and lighting your fire and lighting you up, you know? And so you're just like, I need to get away. I need to go experience. I need to connect with myself and my heart and my soul and grow something new for myself here. And it might hurt somebody in your environment. It could be like maybe your friends, because this is a friendship card here, are just like seeing you leave and walk away. But there is someone who's hurting about it. And again, this could be vice versa. Let's start with the details for the month, please. Let's go into the beginning of the month for the sign of Virgo for July 2023. You have another king, the King of Wands. So you have 3 kings here. So you're trying to align yourself and get into alignment, like mind, heart, body, soul type of thing. I think in your mind, like your mental energy is not the best. Like you're relying on your emotions and your soul here to sort of do the talking. Like if you are unbalanced and you are not aligned, and I always say with the 5 of Wands, this is like when things are not aligned, literally. If you feel that way, like heavy advice would be you're probably overthinking, so the mind is really not the best place to trust at this time. If you need to be guided, you need to be guided by your heart and your soul. So those gut instincts, the intuition, and try your best to separate yourself from the mind and come back down to reality and get out of the head. Because in the mind lives a lot of low-level energy here for you for the month of July, especially starting the beginning of the month. There's something at the beginning of the month that has you thinking really destructively. You're in a destructive place. And I think that if you are yearning, like I'm feeling this for you, like you, again, you want to feel, you want to experience, you want to feel alive again. Like if you're yearning for that, usually that's coming from like a place of, what is this? Like feeling like you cannot express, right? Like you have this built up of energy within you and it needs to come out. Some of you may be sexually, like in a really sexually frustrated time of your life as well, where you need to release sexually. And if you have not been able to do that, it's probably building up within your body. And there is a need like to work on your lower chakras, like the root and the sacral chakra, which is the grounding and also the creativity. So if you are not able to release in ways that, whether it's sexually or not, but in ways that you like have normally done in the past, I would say go into a creative zone and start to create something, because that is the equivalent, like the creative energy, the creative vibration is the equivalent of sexual vibration. And so if you cannot release that way, then go into something creative and start to build or create something and work through that. But yeah, there is like a feeling of being pent up, like having pent up energy that needs to be released. And so I was trying to say that when we can't do that and we don't have a healthy way to do that, or when we cannot identify and be aware that that's what's happening within our body, then we start to act out because we want to create change. So we start to act out and we're not don't know how, right, to create this change. So it's more of like, okay, let's just burn something down. You may have heavy Scorpio energy in your chart for the Virgo that I'm feeling. But it's like, yeah, let's burn something down. Let's destroy something. Let's, you know, yeah, just be destructive and create the energy of change. You can do that in a productive way. You can do that in a smart way. You need to step back and really look around and be like, okay, well, I know I'm feeling something, right? What is it? What is it that I can change? And start off there with like a minor thing instead of like really destroying like a whole full-blown relationship or something, right? Like most of the time, human beings are not as aware of what they're feeling and the energy flow that's running through them. They don't know what to do with it, and which causes destruction. What else for the Virgo, please? The Emperor. Take control of yourself, Virgo. Control. Control yourself. There's a choice that needs to be made coming toward the middle of the month. Have I been saying week? Sorry. I don't know if I said week. I mean month. We're looking at a month worth of energy here. Two twos. 2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. Balancing it out. Yep. Trying not to destroy, trying not to drop the ball. Weighing things out before making a move. Maybe you are, I mean, for some of you, you're gonna make a move. A little bit of a destructive move at the beginning of July. And then once it's all said and done, it's almost like you come back and you're like, this sigh of relief. And even though things are chaotic, you still feel relieved because you were able to express. And then at this point in the middle of the month, you need to make decisions and sort of balance all of these chaotic things and align them. There's breakthrough that's needed here. 7 of Wands. You have the 5 and the 7 of Wands. You may be dealing with a lot of people this month also. People that are not really on the same page. That have their own wants and needs and agendas. There's a need to control yourself only though. Be careful with trying to like overpower others or outdo others, outsmart others. There's a darkness coming through here for you in July for some reason. Temper, temper, temper. Here's temperance. Temper those instincts and feelings. You have the King of Wands again at the end of the month. There's some pride here this month. And again, reverse the roles if needed, okay? So, and don't force the message if it's not your message or something like that. But there is, you know, this energy is coming through. It's a very cathartic month, it feels like big change. And I think you're doing it. Like for whatever reason you want to act out. Like you maybe feel like you've lost control somewhere along the line. And there's a need to regain that control again. it's like you were, like, maybe you've been hermiting, right, with the Virgo hermit energy, or MIA, or under, like, flying under the radar, like not really noticeable, or like something like that lately. And all of a sudden in July, you're just like, I'm coming, like I'm out, like bam, like I'm here, like the Virgo showed up and is causing destruction. And maybe it's something that needs the destruction. Maybe it's something that, you know, like whatever it is, it's been long overdue. Like something has been played out, or something like that. Like you're ready to just, you're ready for change, basically. Like you feel guided to do this. Even if the devil is here and is in, you know, in your ear, wanting to win and wanting control and wanting to overpower others, there's a sense of pride and ego coming through. Well, I have all my astrology notes here, and there was something that spoke about that, and it was actually the Virgo. Yeah, so Mars goes into Virgo July 10th. And I mean, there's a lot of great things when Mars is in Virgo, right? Like we are so motivated to work and do the task, and we're very detail oriented, and you know, the perfectionism is like through the roof, and everything comes out looking and acting great, right, with that perfection energy. But at the same time, I did feel, and I wrote, what did I say? Like there's a proud or pride energy here that comes along with Mars in Virgo, because whatever you're creating or whatever your capability is, like you're usually a master at something specific. And so therefore it's like there's pride that comes through with that Mars energy, sort of motivating the Virgo, right? So the pride comes through here, and it's just like, I'm better than, and I do feel that that is like some of the Virgo low vibing qualities, is when they do think that they know better and that they are better because they're so perfect, you know, and they strive for perfection. So that may be coming through here very strongly, especially at the beginning. And this does happen July 10th. So it's sort of at the beginning of the month here. But yeah, so it's like I do feel that way, like the pride and the sense of like showing your work, but in a way to overpower others. But again, I do think that you feel guided to do this. There's big breakthrough in the middle of the month here. Like you found, I feel like also you found a good routine, or you found like the secret to something. I don't know where that's coming from. Not a secret as in someone's keeping a secret. Like you found what works. Like, what is this? I don't know, like let's just say this is like a work environment, and you've been struggling to get a certain result, and in the middle of the month, like you found the secret, you found what you were missing to get this result, you found the missing piece, like something like that, like the missing piece of the puzzle. I don't know. The end of the month comes through. There may be two people, a dynamic, relationship dynamic here, between a more passionate, in control, authoritative, dynamic, high energy level, charismatic type of person, and a very more practical, wholesome, dependable, domestic type of person. So I don't know if this is like a relationship here or not, but there's two people coming together that it's like a brand new start in something. Because you have two pages, the page of materials or the page of pentacles and the page of cups here. So it's like the idea, like maybe you just come into contact with someone else, like a friendship, a relationship, a acquaintance, like, and you have common interest, and like you're just getting to know them or something like that. July 22nd, the sun goes into Leo. So here it's a more social feeling. So I don't know if you have been putting yourself out there or are communicating with more and more people, something, but it does feel like two people have a lot of interests at hand. Like, and then the Hierophant came also. So maybe your belief systems, your philosophies on life, your religious beliefs, or I'm feeling more so like philosophies on life, like your morals and your ethics, or like two people come from the same type of upbringing or have the same type of like experiences that has to do with like how they were able to now have their specific philosophy on life, because you've had similar experiences, therefore your philosophies are similar, is what I'm feeling. So there's like conversation around some of these things. It's very new, very green, very, very green. I don't feel anything but that here. So if you're looking for answers on like, is this the one person? I don't even know if it's a relationship or not, but it's somebody that sees another person as valuable, has like, can bring something to the table, has potential, and that share the same philosophy on life in some way, shape, or form. I was trying to see if there's anything else that I can get out of any of these cards. I do want to see what's going on with this environmental energy. Like, who's leaving? Why is someone leaving? Who's hurting here? Because someone has a lot of guilt and shame. And it really doesn't feel like your personal energy, especially with one of your personal cards coming up here at the end of the week. Like, this seems really, really heavy. Unless you were already done. Like, you know how sometimes relationships are over before they're actually over? Maybe it's something like that. I'm just looking at the Hierophant because these cards fell on the Hierophant, but I was clarifying these. So there was probably like secrets or something came to light that one person found out about. Like someone did something that they're really not proud of, that they're very shameful about, like guilty for. Oh. Yeah, for some of you, I mean, your partner or whoever, there was just other people involved, you know? So I don't know if that's like why you're leaving. There's like a feeling of leaving something here, packing your bags and going. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, just knowing that in your environment you probably have someone that is like creating, I want to say drama, but like you have this goal, you're following your heart, you're following your passion, your instincts, you know that you need a new start, but I still feel like you have some anger and you want to get back at someone somehow. It's just like destroying, like I was feeling earlier, right? Like this person probably fucked up, therefore somebody had to leave. And at the beginning of the month, it's still sort of new, and you're just like, I always say I want to kill. Like, I don't always say that. No, I don't always say that. I'm just saying, like, when there's like a shitty situation like that, it's just like, kill it, right? Like, kill it, it's over. That came out so wrong. Oh, God. Anyway, yeah. You want to destroy it, you know? And at the same time, you really want to come out on top. Like there is like this high, like strong need to win, to be the winner. Like if this is some sort of competition or something. Yeah, just be careful with that pride. Someone's stubborn. There's that Queen of Pentacles. There's awareness coming through. I feel game playing here. I really do. Game playing. It's like just a little toxic type of relationship. I mean, not like too bad, like to the point where like, I don't know. Like I've seen readings where like it's super abusive and like completely narcissistic and all of that. I just think that there's immaturity coming through between these people. I don't know if any of it is you or the other person, but I feel very like this is sort of like old dynamics of how relationships would be like back in 2015 or something. It's like people are just getting back at each other, and there's this like endless cycle of like tit for tat and wanting to win and wanting to be on top and all this drama. And this may not be for everyone, so please don't get offended. I know that I need to watch how I speak sometimes, but I mean, that's how I feel. It just feels really like immature type of dynamic. I would just like follow your heart, connect with your higher self, watch out for the pride and needing to win, and like, I don't know, focus, like put your time on something that's like valuable, like right with that full moon talk that we were discussing. Invest your energy, invest your time, invest all of this like mental play. You have it for the taking, right? You're a Virgo, like you're a very mental sign, you know, you're clever, you're witty, like you're quick, you know, with your thoughts and all of that. Like, do something productive, do something better, surprise yourself, you know, go live, go feel like I felt like somebody just really wants to feel and live life, and wherever they've been, they have not, like they've been really numb. And I understand that when you come out of feeling numb, especially if you don't know how to direct all of this pent up energy or whatever, like you're going to be destructive. But if you can help it, like express it in ways where you can blend the need to live life and express yourself and exude, release your energy at the same time, right? Like go on roller coasters, or like, you know, like do something a little dangerous, you know, if you really want to be bad, if that makes sense. Yeah. Anyway, I hope this was able to provide some sort of insight to someone out there. And if it did, please like the video. I would really appreciate it. Leave a comment. Let me know how this situation plays out for you. I'm curious to know that as well. Check out your rising sign, your moon sign, or your partner's sign. You're the first video or the first reading I'm doing for July. So I still have 11 more to go, and those should be coming out. So subscribe to the channel so that way you don't miss them. Otherwise, I really appreciate your time and energy here today with me in this reading. So I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much.